everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal. How's Ron and Denise doing tonight?
Oh, we're good.
Doing all right.
He's getting his nice, comfy, hard chair.
Oh, his hard chair?
His chair broke.
Oh.
I ain't getting another one.
No, we'll just get a new one where we end up.
Yep.
So that's kind of where we're at.
So that's still looking towards September?
No, that's looking closer to June.
Oh, really?
I made some calls.
Yeah.
I get stuff shaking.
Have you found a house down there yet?
We've got
we're going next month, about
April 10th.
Yeah, about a little over a month from now.
So there's 5 options that are under construction. They're neighborhoods. Yeah, there's 5 different houses in 3 different neighborhoods that are under construction right now. So
they're done.
Well, there's some that are done too, but there's same ones are under construction. So one way or another,
and they're all pretty similar. They're all pretty much the same. So it'd be a question of which ones we like. And then after we figure out what one we want or which neighborhood, then we'll pick out the lot we want.
Yeah.
So.
And then have a house full when you move down there.
Yeah. Oh, we kind of have a house full now.
I know. But you even have a bigger house full.
You know what?
But we have.
It'd be fine.
We almost have to buy the house first, find it, and then buy it, and then work on trying to get it sold. This one.
Yeah.
Because we got to get we got too much stuff in this house. We couldn't sell it anyway.
One of the things I told the finance guy, I said we got to get the house empty because I said
junky.
I can't herd the cats into the car every time we have to show the house.
Right.
Can you imagine herding the cats into a car?
Yeah.
No.
You don't.
I'd like to say hello to Nigel and Jeremy. And thank you, Nigel, for sharing.
Yeah, share the show out. We're waiting for our guests to show up. Hi, Jeremy. Hopefully, I heard you did real well in your surgery and stuff. That's fantastic news.
And Heidi Ho, April.
Yes.
You know what? We probably one of the things we should talk about is we are going to plan an open mic night. We want to share the link out there for anybody to come in and talk to us about their paranormal experiences, about something they're happy about, something they're sad about, something just for you to call in and have someone to talk to that'll listen to you and take you seriously on your paranormal stuff. Hey, you need advice on what to make for dinner? We'll even give you that.
That's right. We can.
Yes.
And I
hope you guys
idea because there's a lot of people out there all over the United States and all over the world because we're live everywhere that have had paranormal experiences and they don't know who to talk to or who to get a hold of to help them with their paranormal experience.
Yep. I tell you, I laugh a lot and I goof off a lot. At work, I do a thing every day. I send a message out to my entire team, and I'm not the manager. Okay. I'm just one of the team members, and I try to keep everybody together, whether it's, yesterday was Brian Day. I mean, not that I have a Brian on my team. One of my bosses' name is Brian, but yesterday was Brian Day. Happy Brian Day. Well, I think today is Susan Day. I don't know. I'll have to look. But I shared all these things. Today is Alexander Graham Bell Day. Okay. If it wasn't for Alexander Graham Bell, guess what? I wouldn't have a job. We wouldn't be doing this right now.
We wouldn't.
Because all of this goes across telephone lines. So, I call it a random knowledge transfer. And it's just random crap that I share with them every day because I got tired of asking questions like, what's your favorite breakfast? What's your favorite band? You get to the point to where you're going, I really don't. Not that I don't care because I do. I want to get to know all these people, but I want to get them talking. And that's what this is. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get you guys talking, whether no matter what the subject is, we want to hear from you. You come in and you talk to us, and you don't have to be on video if you don't want to be on video.
No.
We can do it without video. All
You can
gotta
do it
is,
just like this.
Yep.
I'm in the background talking, and you can still hear me out there. I can ask any question I want. So there's ways of doing it.
Yep. Or he can cover his face, stay there in his little box with an avatar, and there you go. You're done. And so it's up to you. So you can do it anonymously. You don't even have to put your name in the box. You know, we can call you Jack. Don't care. Just want to hear from you. So join us next Tuesday. We're going to try this and see what you guys think, because we do this show for you guys.
That's right.
Yeah, we do it for us too. Let's be honest. We do it for us.
We do.
Because we live far enough away from each other. We don't see each other that much, and we really enjoy being friends.
Right.
And we want you guys to feel like you're our friends, because you
They
are.
Everybody in that chat room are friends. I mean, a lot of them we haven't met in person. Some of them we have met in person.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them we've met live here talking on the shows. That's one reason I started doing shows, because I couldn't afford to drive to the East Coast. I couldn't afford to drive to the West Coast or overseas. And we got to see everybody. Hi, Judy.
Hi, family. April, Crystal, and Judy.
Yeah.
My family reunion right now.
That's right. Got a family reunion over in the chat room.
And
that's what these shows, everybody gets to see us.
And so for you guys out there, it's my real family. Judy's my sister, and April and Crystal are my cousins. Mm-hmm. So, and we'll have Dan may even show up in here, which is a cousin on the other side of my family. So right. It's nice to be able to be out there where, yeah, Judy, Crystal says hi. she's in the other.
They're in different platforms there.
So, but yeah, it's one of those really nice things to where I get to see that they're doing good. They get to see that I'm doing good, even though I feel like shit. I'm still doing good. I'm alive. I'm well.
And what a lot of people that's on here on the Bill of Rights Network and seen you on or heard you on Paranormal Pride and different networks, all they did was hear you. Mm-hmm. They never got to see you live on here. That has brought the live videos have brought a lot to everywhere on every network.
Yep. Everybody gets to see how that I talk with my hands, and my face makes really fun faces sometimes.
That's right.
And that I have resting bitch face. And it's not intentional, with just when I'm listening, my face listens too, apparently. But it's the talking with my hands that's the bigger problem. I mean, when I was on Ghost Adventures, that was one of the things that I had to be very aware of. I mean, and you'd seen me talk, in the Sally house many times. Mm-hmm. And, and of course that was, I think that was before I was on Ghost Adventures, or after I was on Ghost Adventures that you saw me, but you've seen me talk, and I swear it's aerobic exercise for me to talk.
Yeah.
And
you would swear Denise is more Italian. She talks with her hands. You can learn hand language from her if you watch close enough.
Oh, yeah. Some things more than others. A lot of people are told they're number one quite often.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I have meetings here for work, and I swear the whole time I have my headset on and my hands are just going. So
now, do they on your meetings at work, are they live video or are they just audio?
They're both, but I don't do video because I mute and make faces, kind of stomp around and get pissed and things like that. So
okay.
And when we do video, I'm not comfortable. I don't want to. I feel like they're judgy.
On what?
Yeah, I mean it's.
Well, I'm the oldest one in my group, so they're judgy people.
Who cares?
In this way, everybody gets to find out what we're doing, because you guys are getting ready to move. As soon as you get things set up, move down south.
Yep. Maybe we can do some shows from the with the little sandpipers and the big old seagulls going around going.
Now, if Ron does get a boat out there, he's got to get internet on the boat.
Oh yeah.
Well, if we get a boat, it'll be more of a rent, not a buy. Rent one when we want one and that kind of stuff. It just makes more sense.
Right, it does.
For now.
Because your best day with the boat
they're
is
not
which
cheap.
days?
Oh no.
So which days are your best days with the boat? The day you buy it and the day you sell it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's all expense.
But you guys are going to miss this nice snow and ice.
Nope.
Below zero, frigid, cold weather.
No.
Nope.
We're going to enjoy the freedom of no state tax. And a governor that's not trying to screw us on every time.
Well, I don't know. Did you listen to his State of the Union today?
Who's
The
DeSantis?
governor, DeSantis.
No.
Well, he's still not going to screw everybody.
No, he's not. He's done a lot for Florida.
Oh yeah.
Down there, I got to give the man credit for that. Now, there's some things that I don't agree with him on, but he does. He's done a great job.
They got
And you're not going to be down in, at least you're not going to be down in the Miami and areas all like that where you couldn't pay me to live down there.
No, I wouldn't live in Miami.
No, Naples is about Naples, probably south of maybe Fort Myers, but on the Gulf side. I don't think I'd go to the Atlantic side.
Well, when I drove over the road, I couldn't stand Tampa, Orlando, or Miami. Any of those right there. The people down there,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Wine country.
I don't know where wine country is in Florida.
I don't know if there is any wine country in Florida.
Actually, there are 3 or 4, no, 5.
Well,
there's 5 distilleries in the 3 counties by where we're going to
get
be
around
moving.
Lee, Florida. I know that's sandy soil.
And then there's 3
Ocala,
wineries that I found, and then there's
Naples, yeah. Naples would be.
I don't know. They get wiped out a lot by hurricanes.
Yeah, that's
They're
one thing you guys
way
will
south.
have to watch down there is what's coming out of the Gulf of Mexico or coming across the other side and everything down there.
But but I was the hurricane contact for Sprint for how many years? So I'm already prepared. We've already looked at all these GIS maps to make sure that the housing subdivisions that we're in don't have any flooding issues.
Right.
And it shows up to like 3 feet of water has been in some areas, but just not where the houses are that we're looking at. So
then how far will it be from the other kids?
20 minutes.
Oh, that ain't bad. Hi,
That's
Susan.
the furthest. The closest is like 11 minutes.
Crystal, Judy, April, Susan, and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
like I said, it's a family reunion over in the chat room over here.
Oh, I know it.
And then we also got Jeremy and Nigel.
Right. But one thing about you guys moving down in that area, we have had some guests on this show and your show from that area down there.
That's why.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Michael.
Hey,
well,
Michael.
remember, I intentionally interviewed people.
I know you
area.
did. Hey, if you prepare to move, get a hold of Denise. She'll find paranormal people and things in your area, so you won't go in there blindfolded.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to know, what about the lighthouse? Is it truly haunted? What else? And we found out about that parks there, the park there on Pensacola Bay that has a long history of stuff. And you got Vanessa moved
Judy,
down.
be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Tell Savannah I love her. We had Vanessa on who said, something about thinking that there may be shipwreck or something, which is very possible, but that there's something going on there she wants to know about. and she lives down by Sebring. So we've already planned, to plan to meet up with her and go over to New Orleans. So New Orleans isn't far. Biloxi's not far. There's so many things. There's a bunch of Civil War battlefields, some battlefields from 1812 as well in the area. So regardless, it's going to be good.
And you're not that far. Well, Florida isn't that wide a state, so you're not far on the east to go to the east side on the other side of the beach.
Wouldn't take long at all.
Well, we've already talked about going over to see. I have an aunt and a cousin that live down
Daytona 500.
Daytona. Yeah, my aunt lives in Daytona. My cousin lives in Flagler Beach. Other
I
side
would
of the
definitely
family.
be going to the Daytona 500.
Got to go for Rick Rose. Go stand in for him. I have to put
Not
Ron
far from Talladega.
Have to put Ron in the boots and the tank top.
Yeah, you won't be far from Talladega.
No.
And have you ever drove by Talladega?
I went to a race there. That was my very first race.
What's real fun now is you drive along the interstate and you look over there and here's this big high bank.
Yep.
And big thing, and you're going
in the middle of nowhere.
Talladega. I get up to the truck stop, look at my time and where I got to deliver, and I went, I got time. Dropped the trailer, locked it, went to Talladega.
Yep.
So, but yeah, there's a lot. You're not going to be that far from New Orleans.
Oh yeah, less than 4 hours.
Oh, it's like 3.
Yeah,
maybe
on a bad day, probably even.
Really?
We're talking about Savannah, Georgia. Go over to the brewery over there. What is it? Something Moon.
Yeah.
How far will you be from Jacksonville?
Not far.
Just across. It's not straight across.
Barbara said it was like 4.5 hours.
It might be.
Yeah, about maybe that.
But if you think about it, it's compared to being 15 hours away, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
And guess who else is supposed to be moving to Florida?
Who?
Mike Norton. From
really?
over in, yep. He's got
Jacksonville.
He's getting a new grandbaby, and his wife is bound and determined to leave California and go to Florida.
Hey, I don't blame him.
Yep.
Even if there wasn't a grandbaby there, I'd move out of California.
Oh yeah. And he loved being down there when he was there. He just hated the reason he was there was because of the car accident. But it is what it is. So I can't.
Well, at least you'll be far enough away from Atlanta with everything going on down there now. You've seen that big Antifa raid on that police thing down there, didn't you?
Yep, and they arrested them.
They arrested 23 out of the 100. The others took off in the timber.
Well, at least they got some of them, and they're actually going to do
only
something.
Two of them were from Georgia. The other
that was it.
One from all over the United States, and 2 of them from out of this country.
So I said most of these riots that we were having a couple years ago, they weren't. The people didn't even live there. They just burn it down. Everybody's like, how in the hell are they burning down their own neighborhoods? It wasn't theirs. They were busting them in.
If you've seen the video, like I told Tammy, I said, they're lucky
that.
I wasn't in charge of that police training facility. Because when they started throwing the fireworks in there that were going in all different directions and the multi-cocktails in there, I would have told them open fire.
Yeah, I would too.
Because once they throw that cocktail in,
they're trying to kill
a dangerous weapon.
That's a bomb.
Yep.
Molotov cocktails are one of the most dangerous things you can do.
I would have told the officers open fire.
Yep.
If they're going to do that, be in black and black masks and not man up to walk up there to talk like they're supposed to. But if they want to hide behind that mask and everything like that, they're still worried about another one happening because 60 some of them got away.
Well, you know what? Before they weren't afraid of getting arrested. They might now.
Well, what I like about this is, they're being charged as domestic terrorists.
Yeah, they should.
that carries life in prison.
Yeah, and they should.
Which one of them? One of them's a lawyer. Now, mind you, one of them's a lawyer. Which one is going to go, life in prison, or I can tell you who paid us and who's the top person involved. Just give me a get out of jail free card.
Democrat Party is who paid for it.
Yeah, you know it as well as I do.
know it.
You look at those people in that mugshot they put up of the 23.
Yeah.
They all looked homeless. You know, they were living out there in tree stands in the trees.
Were they?
One guy, Turtle, they called him, opened fire and shot a highway patrolman, which he didn't make it out of there. But the point being, they're doing all this, and the mayor of Atlanta and everybody's on it down there now. They've had enough. You look at Portland, okay? Oh. They're closing the last 2 Walmarts in the Portland city limits.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I heard about that.
Closing them down. Plus all big stores, Target and all them are now looking at closing.
Do you know why?
Why not? They can't afford the loss.
They can't
afford walking out the front door that's not being paid for.
They can't afford the crime.
And they can't arrest them. They don't do anything with them. They're not allowed to touch them. So they just do whatever the hell they want.
I know.
And you're looking at...
I had a Dillon's that was in downtown Topeka. I mean, right down... It was down the street from the Capitol building. And I used to go in there. They just... That machine got trashed all the time. I mean, constantly. There were 2 cops that pulled up in front of the store. They just pulled up. They're going to go in and get something to eat. They just called in, said they're going on break. They're going to just run into Dillon's. And they were just sitting there, and a guy came up and shot them both.
Mm-hmm.
Killed them both right out there. I mean, every time I went in that store, I just looked at that park. I knew what parking spot and everything. It was just right outside where my machine was.
Right.
And every time I just look at that parking spot and I'm thinking, what a waste. I mean, just, you know.
Yo, look at the guy on the airplane.
It wasn't 2 years later.
Stewardess.
Yeah. 2 or 3 years later, I went in there. I got a call to remove the machine. It was a real busy one. And I thought, well, this can't be real. Mm-hmm. So I go in there. I mean, they got trucks and everything. They're backing everything up. They're hauling everything out of there. And the guy goes, "You're here to get your machine?" I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, we're shutting the store down." He goes, "We've had security like crazy." He goes, "We got more walking out that's not paid for, and we're hardly selling anything.
Right.
But we're running out of stuff." He goes, "They're just stealing us blind." He goes, we can't stay open."
No.
And he said, and then what decent customers we get are afraid to come because they're just going to walk up. They're just walking up and shooting cops.
That's
what do you think they're going to do to them?
That's it. I mean, it's getting super bad out here, folks. Real bad.
And then in Portland, those poor people that had jobs, 600 people for the Walmarts alone are going to be losing their jobs.
Yeah, they think they're helping these idiots out. It's not. They need to be in jail.
Matthew's having a problem connecting his camera.
He got something's. Did he forget how to get on here?
I don't know. It says device not connected.
That's what I'm telling him. So,
but yeah, I mean, there's so much in the news going on. It's sad. It really is.
Yeah, we're going around the 10th of April, right in there. Going to check everything out, and if everything goes right, we'll put in an offer down there when we're down.
Good.
Get a closing date, and then
so we just talked to Churchill Mortgage today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good deal.
Yeah, we haven't had a house payment in over 5 years, and I really don't want one for very long.
Yeah. It's nice not having that house payment, but
It's nice not
at
having
least
any.
you got quite a bit of equity built up in your house you're living in right now.
Yeah,
So
more than we thought.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's
a
right.
little more than I thought, but
And I doubt if it'll take that long to sell in your area.
I hope not. I'd like to get it on the market before summer anyway.
Have you checked to see other houses in the area it's been up for sale, how long they've been sitting there?
Yeah, there was.
I can see that on there. Yeah. There's most houses are on there less than 30 days.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
That's what I mean.
Yep.
Because people want to buy down in that area. They're not in the Kansas City area. They're out
Oh, it went away.
in one of the suburbs of Kansas City, what we call.
well, we got a good schools down here.
Oh, in our
They
area?
didn't shut down.
Yeah.
They didn't shut down for COVID or nothing,
In our
and they didn't have any problems.
yeah.
Yeah, I know when
30
we
days.
took Cassidy down to our church camp down here, just south of Polo, Lewisburg, Kansas had a big band up there with kids coming up.
They
Yeah.
always do.
Yeah,
Yep.
They've played.
yeah, they got a good band.
They've played at the Sugar Bowl. They've played at the Rose Bowl. They've played in Washington D.C. during the Cherry Blossom Parade, the 4th of July Parade. They've played all. I mean, Lindsay was supposed to go to Washington D.C. for the 4th of July Parade when she went, and their marching band and their football team is what carries this town.
Right.
So
Same way up here. Basically, it's the football team. The band, they're mediocre.
yeah,
Okay.
our band here's won a buttload of awards. I mean, they're all on the sign when you come into town. So, and
Right.
apparently our debate team's pretty damn good because they're talking themselves out of tickets all the time.
Well, that's just like I seen on Facebook earlier today. On St. Patty's Day, you know, Kansas City has the big St. Patty's Day parade down there, right? The big group of bagpipers that play in that parade down there, when they get done with that parade, they're coming to Cameron and be in the Cameron parade and go to McCorkle Park and play afterwards.
Huh.
So that's going to be interesting. All them bagpipes. Well, Matthew's having a rough time down here.
Yeah.
You want to see a picture of it?
No, I was going to take a picture of it, but he knows he's having mic issues. Apparently, Mike is a problem tonight. So, but yeah, he's having Google.
We'll have a guest up here shortly, folks. Just bear with us. There's
Hopefully,
always-
I mean, and if we don't, oh well, it is what it is. You know, this
It
is
is.
what live radio is about. Is you have problems, you work through
You
them.
just work through it and make it work. But while we're doing that, I want to thank Things Network and Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment and Japan Paranormal for allowing us to go live on their pages and their networks. So we get a lot of places that we go live at. And hopefully in the future here shortly, we'll be going live in more places. But
You don't know what else to try.
Yeah.
I'd say have him do what he did the last time, but you may not remember.
He didn't have any problem last time. So
follow instructions. Allow camera, allow mic. Enter studio. But
He's got the link. You just click on the link and then
yeah,
what?
click
now,
on the
Ron,
link.
when you guys move down there, what are you going to do? Hi, Cassie. Ron, what are you going to do down there when you get
she's
down
momming.
there?
What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'll get something. I'll do something. We're looking into possibly starting our own business anyway.
Good. Good. I wouldn't get into the lawnmower business.
No.
No, you walk a lot down there.
Yeah.
I came up with the idea of a power washing business, because for a lot of the houses that we saw could have used some power washing to clean up some
from the
stuff.
pictures we saw.
Yeah, some of the
Right.
pictures we saw. Not
Well,
only that,
are there any of those companies in that area down there?
there are, but there's not enough.
There's not enough.
Oh,
I just found
really?
that out. Yeah.
I told him this a few months ago. I said,
I couldn't believe it.
This is what I would do. And, basically it would be scheduling would be the hardest part.
Right.
Scheduling for here, there, or everywhere. A lot of the houses down there are brick. So power washing the brick would be good. You can use them to, power wash cars. Get in with some car dealer or real estate agent, and you're probably going to be pretty busy.
You can power wash boats.
Yep. There's that too. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things that people don't want to hand wash.
Exactly.
And if you got it portable, they provide the water. You plug into their own water. So all you're doing is providing, and they also provide the power.
Right.
Guess what? All you got to do is provide the
equipment and the labor.
House cleaning. That's what my mom did.
Oh, I hate housekeeping.
Yeah, I know you do.
Oh,
but she loved it. She liked doing it. Didn't have a problem. Didn't mind it at all. And then that turned into a cleaning business.
Good.
And my dad, retired. He, my mom was cleaning houses, and then some of the houses, they knew this person, and that person knew another person. The next thing you know, we got the
word of
Cardinals
mouth.
baseball general manager, Dale Maxville, had a real estate office. And then from there, he says, hey, I get these houses, and I need somebody to come in and clean them up. But then I could also use somebody that could paint them too. Just do the painting. They started doing that. It paid better. And they had plenty of business for them. I mean, they had more than they knew what to do with.
Hi, Joanne.
Yeah. That's about right. 20, 25 hours they were. And then from there, they got Bellman GMC, the dealership. They had to go and they started cleaning that. And then when they called them up and asked if they wanted to come in and clean, Bellman GMC, they set them up with health insurance, all kinds of stuff. And my mom and dad said, man, we can't beat that. So they did that as the main job, and then did a couple, she still kept a few houses, just to keep busy, but they get up for 4:00 in the morning. They had to be there, before they opened and that, and they're usually in there 2 hours, maybe 6 days a week.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of opportunities.
And we're making just as much money doing that as cleaning a whole bunch of houses.
Right.
And that's what my dad said. He goes, man, I wish we had started this years ago. Because we actually could have been retired by now.
Yeah.
But that didn't get passed on to any of us. Me and my brothers weren't into the cleaning.
No.
Yeah. No. I mean, me, Roger, Donnie, we all went and helped at times when Karen needed help or Harold.
Yeah, I helped.
So I don't remember you going.
I once.
Oh.
I went. We had plenty of people there already.
So.
But you'll still be working for your company, right, Denise?
Oh yeah. That was one of the things the guy asked me today. So, you have a job when you get here? I'm like, yep, got one with me. So.
Got a traveling job.
My job, what though? I got one thing going for me there that I don't have here is I'm actually in an area that my company supports down there. Where here, if I have a computer problem, I got to take my computer, box it up, and send it to Denver.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. So if I have any computer problems down there, I can go just straight down to the beach because we have a central office by the beach.
Now you get down there. Okay, let me rephrase this question here. your company you're working for, they still do internet?
Yep. But I can't get it myself. I mean, I may be able to get it down there.
Down there, yeah.
That's why I was wondering if you'll get it down there, because I know you don't have it where you're at.
No, I can't even get it here. So when
your
I
old
worked for
internet
Sprint,
company has really went.
Yeah.
We sold that off. So
I know. It was a smart move to sell that off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, when I worked for Sprint, I had free long distance every month.
Right.
And then, then they stopped doing that, but I really never got any real benefit, monetary benefit, besides a paycheck from these companies.
Right. Because I went down to Gary's because he's got your old internet down there and did the speed test on it, and I about passed out. I went, I'm lucky you can open a browser. He called him up. Oh, you got one of the best packages we got. And I went, if that's the best you got. Man. He was getting 1.6 upload.
Yeah.
I'm getting 30, 35 upload.
Right.
On ours. And his download was only 12.
What? My download's 25. No, my upload's 25, and I think my download is 1.5.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm pulling million line reports.
Well, the one thing about it, you got to have a good upload speed to do the live videos. He's got fiber out in his front yard, so he signed up for it, right?
Right.
And they go, well, we're having an issue with it because we're not ready to hook people up yet.
Right.
Well, they just put fiber in our yard, but it's going to cost $300 to get it from the corner into our house. Okay.
Plus, they want to sign a 2-year contract.
Yeah, plus a 2-year contract.
Like, ain't going to be here 2 years.
And it's like, that's why I said no. I figured I'm better off just keeping what I got and saying the hell with it and getting whatever I get when I get down there. And I figured Devin and Lindsay can tell me, what's working for them.
Yeah, he's got to work from home.
Joanne said she just got off dial-up.
I know.
Actually, Joanne, I feel like we're still on dial-up.
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, that is something. And you would think, you being close to Overland Park and a bigger area city closer than I am, you would have good internet down there.
Yeah.
You would think. But yeah, I'd be checking down there to see what internet's available in the area where you're going to buy.
Oh yeah, I will. I mean, once we have a closing date, I will have everything. I mean, because I can't take off indefinitely.
No.
So I'm going to have to work. So
I'll have to stay until this is sold. So I don't know when you come in to visit.
When you don't have a 3 feet of snow on the ground.
No lie. And more coming.
But April, if you come down, you're going to have to bring some tents because I don't have enough room for everybody. I'm
have
just
a big
saying.
yard.
Well, not.
Well, we'll go
9 of you
out on tents on the beach and be all right.
And you know what? We finally found where the hotels were in the area. It's closer to where we're looking to move than where Lindsay lived.
Oh, really?
We did not think that we couldn't find any hotels when we were there. Because we were staying in Gulf Shores, driving the 90 miles to Lindsay's every day.
Yeah.
And on the way there, the only place we went by hotels was, in Pensacola. True. No, it was 90 miles one way.
No, it wasn't.
It was an hour and a half. I can prove it to you. And maybe it didn't feel like it to you.
Really?
So, but it was 90 minutes. And the last hotel we went by was too expensive for considering that we were free at the other hotel, at the other place. It looks like he made it.
Hey, he made
You have to
it.
click the right
Introduce
button.
him real quick.
So, everybody, I'd like to introduce you guys to Matt Bennett. He was on here about a month ago.
Last week.
And we're just glad he finally made it. We sent him through the obstacle course and he made it. So here he is.
Hello.
There's him.
The gauntlet of StreamYard. I am so sorry.
No, it's just the gauntlet of Google, because it was, I don't know why I had to go back in and back out because it was already set to allow. It was crazy. It was, I don't know.
It just wanted you to touch it.
I don't know.
Google likes to be loved. I don't love Google.
No, Google irritates me.
We don't get along.
So,
Duck, go, baby.
Sorry, guys. I do apologize. It's wow.
Yeah. No problem, man.
But
no
you know
problem.
what? We talked about some stuff that we plan on doing on the network and some other things. So we kept everybody occupied while we were waiting for you. So we're glad you're here.
True professionalism right there at work, ladies and gentlemen.
So what's Matt been up to?
Not a heck of a lot, actually. As far as the paranormal goes, as far as going out and investigating, I've been still taking calls from personal friends and colleagues about all this dream sharing that I've got going on, or that people have got going on right now, that we kind of touched on the last time I was on.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little more crazier since the last time I was on. We've gotten a little bit more confirmations of some other things and some timelines and
your dreams, or you got
okay. So I've got let's see, 4 to 5 people, myself included, dream sharing, where we're all seeing the same things.
Huh.
And people are dreaming of people that they haven't even met yet, and then are now meeting them in real life. Dreaming of the same locations, same objects, same timelines, same events.
Now, how far away are these people from each other?
Pretty far, and most of them have never even met one another.
Really?
Oh,
that is weird.
That is even better interesting.
T and Kelly have never met. They've never talked. They're sharing dreams. Now Paul's involved. Sean, myself. It's interesting to sit back and kind of watch this all kind of form up.
Well, I know it's possible because I may have said it once before, but me and my brother were having the same dream one time. The exact same dream.
Was it reoccurring?
No, it was just the one time I remember.
See, these are reoccurring. These are continuously ongoing. Yes,
and then it adds more to it.
Yes, they're like information. They're like information dumps.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I've heard of that.
I wouldn't know if I was having the dream,
but not that many people.
Same dream that somebody else is having, unless I'm sharing them.
You said 4 or 5 others.
There's 4 or 5 others right now, but the weird part is that, like I said, not a lot of them. I'm the connecting point. It seems like, because I know Teresa. Teresa knows me. She knows, and I know Kelly and Sean and Paul, and it's all a kind of just a interconnected weird web.
Now, what's the age group variance of all these people?
All the way from 60 all the way down to early 30s.
Okay.
And everywhere in between.
Huh.
Now, they are writing their dreams down and documenting stuff, aren't they?
Documenting, yes. Whether it be video, audio, verbally relaying it as, as they wake up, that kind of thing. Yes.
Right.
Is it every night or just how often?
No, actually it's sporadic, and it's kind of weird because it seems like T and Kelly are on the same dream schedules. They had, they weren't having dreams there for the longest time, and then T reached back out to me the other day and was saying about, I know it was about 3-4 weeks ago now, I guess, or the other day. Sorry. But she said that her dreams had started back up again, and then out of the blue, Kelly had reached out to me and we were talking, and she had made mention that her dreams had started back up again. And I'm like, really, you don't say, because Teresa said the same thing. She went 2 or 3 weeks without having a single dream, and then all of a sudden she's just getting all these information dumps out of nowhere.
Now, are these dreams, are they family members of somebody in that group, or
no, it's all stuff that's to transpire in the near future.
Oh, so they're dreaming of future events.
Yes.
The events aren't great.
They're not.
They're dreaming about the lottery.
No, unfortunately,
all negative events.
Well, okay,
almost.
If you look at it that way, but the way I see it is, you have to have a big old steaming pile of crap to grow the most award-winning roses. So, there is going to be something beautiful that comes out of this. We just got to persevere to get through it.
Oh, yeah. But that is...
Can you go into what types of things you're seeing?
Well, I could.
Just
another thing is the validation. Some of the validation that I had, not just in the validation of all of these people, sharing the same exact dreams, can tell me the exact office that these books are coming from. It has to do with a lot of their books that are being collected. And I know it sounds like something straight out of a movie, but there are these, for lack of a better word, mystical books. They're ancient texts. They're specific, like knowledge. He could tell you more about the books than I could, but everybody that's a part of this communicable, what she calls a school, has these books. They're important. We're there to protect children, I guess. It's a whole thing. I mean, I probably longer than we have time for tonight on the show, but
our phone calls are longer than this show.
True. These books that I referenced, when I was having all those attacks back in October of, was that 2017?
The pancreas?
Yeah. When I did 18 in 2018, when I did that metaphysical show for the New Age store here in town.
Mm-hmm.
I was under attack really bad that Sunday, and I was up being worked on by Alicia. She was using a singing bowl on me 3 times, Carl. That she used that singing bowl, I could hear the vibrations start to kind of wash over me and work.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went silent. I opened up my eyes because I thought she had quit, and she was still rubbing the bowl, looking at it perplexed, and it wasn't making any sound. That's physically impossible. So then, shortly after that, there was a gal up at the counter looking at some stones, and she comes over to me. I still don't know this woman's name. I'll never forget her face, though. She walks up to me, puts her hand on her shoulder, and she's like, "Oh, hon," she's like, you've gotten the attention of some pretty higher ups. She's like, "But don't worry, her and her team will deliver you the book." And that's in reference to T. T is the one that retrieves our book, my book, anyway.
Right.
And so for a stranger to come up and that, how are they going to know that? There's no earthly way that they should have any idea. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a vague statement, but how would she know that she's going to deliver me my book?
Right.
So I don't know. It's just the validation is just too much to ignore, in my opinion. I have to assume that these events are going to take place as they've been seen until I'm shown otherwise.
How soon are we? How soon are we talking on some of these? Months, years?
Less than a year.
Less than a year. Okay.
Year. It's all going to go real quick here soon.
Well,
yep.
I know China's cranking their stuff up. So
they've had their eyes on Taiwan now for a good hot minute, and they're this close to starting to provide Russia with weapons.
Yep.
So it's going to turn into a world war.
Well, we can hope not.
Yeah, we can hope not.
Hopefully, it's like the psychic things where you take this step and it changes everything. You know?
True, but my personal belief is that there's been a lot of stuff in the works on the quantum side of things for a long time, and then we're just now starting to see the fruition of that.
We was talking about that on the Late Show last night on the quantum coins and everything going over. That may be coming sooner than we think.
I don't think that they can be doing what they've been doing with quantum computing without there being some sort of ramifications or side effects.
Is this like that CERN stuff?
Yes, it has to do with that. It all has to. CERN. AI helps control the CERN. Artificial intelligence is controlled by quantum computing, so on and so forth. It's all part of the same thing. They've actually opened up a micro black hole here on Earth with that CERN multiple times.
I work on AI stuff.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
It's dangerous.
I'm a lot smarter than people think I am.
I've never doubted it.
Oh, I know. It just people don't look at me and go, she's a computer whiz. I'm not. I just know what to do.
I know she does a lot of multitasking and different things for a company like that. But what I get interested in is how she can see the spirits. Like I always told her, I would love to have that ability. 24 hours. That's all I wanted.
Yep.
To see what Denise sees and hears. After that, I don't want it.
I don't know. I've gotten enough secondhand accounts, and my connection to spirit has been changing and morphing enough as it is that I'm good with what I'm good with where I'm at.
So what do you think? So you're a messenger, is what you're telling us.
Facilitator of knowledge. That's another thing. When T first told me that my book was the knowledge book, and that I was pretty much in charge of knowledge, I straight laughed my ass off. I'm like, in what universe, whose idea thought it would be a good idea to put me in charge of knowledge?
So
somebody's got to do it, Matt.
I guess.
It's your shoulders. Your shoulders are nice and broad. So they said, this guy can.
They are. They always have been.
See, there you go.
Hey, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
So do you know the names of any of these books?
I don't think the books necessarily have names. They're different colors. And they work kind of like like Sean's book, for example. He couldn't read my book, so it works in a hierarchy. Obviously, Kelly's book is the most potent book because she's in charge of the area. So how did T say it?
Okay, Barbara, I will.
I kind of know what you mean. Basically, only your eyes can basically read the words that are in this book, and they're like giant puzzles that. This one has
no. There's no words. There's no word. That's the weird part. There's no words. They're blank pages until you open it up.
Yeah.
Only the person who's meant to see them sees them.
Yes.
It's kind of like a prophet. A prophet's the only one that can read what the prophet is supposed to read.
It kind of looks like that, yes. And of course, since the person that runs they'll be able to read and interpret all the books below it, but not above it. And so on and so forth.
So Joanne asks, are you guys to preach and then get crucified? Is that what your goal?
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
no, it's not like that. It's
Okay.
I firmly believe it's a worldwide learning curve that we're going through. And like Carl said, there's been a lot of works on the quantum side of things now for the last 5 to 10 years.
Well, yeah, pretty much since Eisenhower. I mean, think about it. I mean, that's
But
when everything.
but if you really stop and think about it, the side effects of it have been really prolific the last 5 to 10 years. We have really been able to see what's been going on now. We were able to feel it way before then, but now we're actually able to see it. It's starting to actually surface in tangible ways in the 3D realm.
I mean, again, I always tell people, you make me think. You make me think about some things that are uncomfortable, which is fine, because just because we're comfortable doesn't mean we should feel comfortable all the time.
Right.
We need to be uncomfortable in some of the things so that we make the changes that we need to make, whether it's changing the roll of toilet paper or something much more difficult. Yeah. So, do we know how many books there are?
She's seen 7 so far. 3 and 7 are really prolific numbers in this whole thing.
And today is 3/7.
Funny.
23.
So there you go.
I didn't even think of that. It all has to go around. Numeric is very important. The numbers 3 and 7 are vital.
And probably multiples thereof. And I will tell you why. Because
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, well, yeah, Dale Earnhardt. But no, a friend of mine
My inspection number was 7.
Okay. So a friend of mine, Ken Deal,
number 7,
told me everything in biblical sense revolves around the number 3 and multiples thereof.
Yep.
So, like when there's a prayer that you're supposed to say to get a curse off of you, you're supposed to say it every day for 27 days. So 27, 21.
That's right.
24, 27. Yeah, 27 days.
Yep.
Not 28, which you would think, hey, that's a month. No, 27. And it's important that, in a biblical sense, number 3 is really important. But it's also important because of how many days that are in a week with the 7. And God created, the earth and, everything in 7 days. So we know that those numbers are important.
After July is when things are really going to start picking up. After July 3rd.
That sounds about right. The way things are going.
7th month, the 3rd day of the 7th month.
Well, what did I tell you? That was the day that's the anniversary of my dad's death. My dad was murdered on July 3rd.
Yeah, we've had this phone conversation before. I've already filled you in on the whole timeline, so you know.
And that part we'll leave out the personal part.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so you guys all think about personally in your life where 3s and 7s together line up. What's important today?
Well, and also, stuff like, when you look down at a clock, what numbers do you see? Repeating numbers, people. They're important. They're repeating in your life for a reason.
I see 1234 all the time.
1234 is a really significant number for me and my wife too. It's kind of a funny little cute thing we do. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's you want to know what's important about it? That was at the time that my grandma her soap opera would go on commercial, Days of Our Lives. Commercial, and she would go to the bathroom, and she'd come back and call my mom.
Pardon me.
The day that she died, she went to the bathroom. She never made it back downstairs to call my mom.
Oh, no.
So we know and they said that her time of death was around 12:30 that day. So
Wow.
You know, it's strange. I mean, I see it all the time. It's like I don't even have to be looking at the clock, and all of a sudden I'll look over and it's 12:34. So
I notice 8:10 a lot. When I look at the clock, 8:10. I see that a lot, but then I was born on August 10th. I don't know if that has something to do with it or.
Well, and it's always a good idea to do some research on your numbers too. You know, if you've got a reoccurring number like 810 or whatever that's popping up, get online. You know, look up angel numbers. Look up some shit. I guarantee you something will click. There's a reason that those numbers are being brought to you all the time like that.
Yeah.
It's usually spirit communication or spirit guide communication. Usually.
Joanne's 811.
811. All right.
So what was it that I made you? What was the uncomfortable thing that I made you think about, Denise?
Just the fact that there's stuff in motion that we may not be able to stop.
Oh, we can't stop it. We won't be able to stop it. The point of the off ramp for that was a few years ago.
Well, think about it. That's the thing that makes most of us uncomfortable. The stuff we can't control.
But here's the thing: here's what's up, and this is what people need to realize. I think, and I'm really not trying to preach, but we, as a collective, as a human race, are going through this monumental learning curve as a human species, and we're failing miserably. We need to do something, get that connection going with spirit, start noticing these interactions that our guides are trying to. Energy workers are being awoken at an alarming rate over the last 2 to 3 years.
Why? How would they know that they're being
because they're starting to realize, they're starting to notice things that they didn't notice before. They're starting to see things that they wouldn't have otherwise seen, have experiences that they wouldn't have otherwise had, or never noticed before, but are now starting to notice. Dreams, reoccurring numbers. There's a whole list of signs. Our guides will communicate with us in any way possible or any means necessary to get the message across to us. And that's what we need to realize.
So you're basically telling us that we're due for a big reset.
It's
reset.
Okay. Think of it like this. And I don't know if I described this the last time I was on there. Think of it like a parent trying to they know that they've got their kid in a lie. They're trying to get their kid to tell the truth. You come clean now, your punishment won't be nearly as bad. Tell me the truth. Be honest with me. You'll take your medicine and we'll move on. But what happens when the kid doesn't come clean? The punishment gets worse. That's the best analogy I can put for what we're going through right now as a human race. We didn't tell the truth. We didn't come clean when we had the chance. So now we have to learn our lesson.
So the question is why do we have to do it as a collective? Why can't? Because it can't be one-offs.
It has been one-offs for so many years. For decades, it's been one-offs, and it's not been getting corrected. 50, 60 years, it's been one-offs, Denise.
So now we need martyrs?
So now it's time. And it's kind of weird. I've got my own kind of theories about why we're here and what this whole planet is for. I think, and I know it's going to kind of sound weird and crazy, but what doesn't?
Well, this has sounded weird and crazy, but I'm still asking questions, and I still want to know what I don't know.
So what if the realm that we live in? Okay, we obviously know there's a light realm and a dark realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if Earth was created to be the third kingdom, the creation of perfect balance between light and darkness?
So are you saying that? Okay,
it's obvious that we as humans have both light and dark in us. We have to. We all have a good side. We all have a dark side. Every single one of us. It just depends on how we choose to act on it.
I do know.
Whether or not we can keep that. Easy, Ron.
I'm sorry to say this, but I'm probably the darkest of us all.
My point being, though, hon, is if we keep stuff in check and keep it in balance,
Right.
then everything usually runs pretty smoothly.
Mhm.
It's when we get out of that balance that shit starts to go awry. And people usually can't figure what the fuck is up because they think they're doing everything right, but when in reality they're living an unbalanced life, and shit needs to get taken care of because balance has to happen.
Mhm.
There's no way around it. Oh,
I see the internet cat.
Yep. Kitty cat.
yeah, that's Bugsy. That's Tuxie. Carl was trying to say something. It looked like he was saying something, but we couldn't hear him.
We can't hear you, Carl.
Can't hear you. Uh-oh.
See, this is all important stuff. See, shit like this happens when we start getting on conversations like this.
That's okay. He'll figure out what's wrong. Because they said that Crystal had said that Carl was getting low anyway, so something's going on.
Yeah, something may happen.
So
Maybe one.
I can't tell you the kind of issues that
Now,
me and
can you
Kelly
hear me?
have on our podcast when we get into some of those conversations we would get into.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I was
But-
there for quite a few of those.
Right. What
We
I
still
was
can't hear you.
asking was,
I can hear.
There we go.
can you hear me
Go ahead.
now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're really low.
Kind of low, but
How about now?
Good.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
yeah, I agree, Michael. I think dark side seems to be taking over.
That's what
more.
I was going to ask. Does it appear that the dark of everything is taking over more
Yeah.
than the light?
And that's why that's kind of the reason why we're here now, because as Denise said, why not be at one-offs? We've been on one-offs for centuries. It's now time as a collective to get our collective shit together because we are out of balance. The dark is reigning right now. I wouldn't say reigning, but it's definitely got a stronger presence than it ever has. And so that balance has to be exacted by any means necessary.
It's just, I think it's because at the top, we
Yeah.
all know shit rolls downhill. It does.
You'd almost have to say this is
It's planned.
every country. Every country. This is probably the worst leadership we've ever seen
And-
in the
Oh, for
world,
sure.
ever. All around.
For sure.
Yeah.
and
I can't think of what. Hitler was pretty bad, but man, Mussolini and
Now you got Putin right. Now you got Putin right up there with him.
yeah, you got Putin and Xi and well, at least we got rid of Iraqi boy,
But see, that's my point. That we're so out of balance, and between the light and the dark right now and that's what we're getting ready to go through is a major rebalancing of the scales.
And even those that are supposed to represent light and Joanne brought up church molesters. I'm kind of going in that area. We're having to look at the leaders of many of the big religions as being questionable on
Yes.
what their goals are for mankind.
yeah.
And I'm not going to call it out directly because I don't want to get on anybody's shit list, but it is what it is.
It is.
We've got to look at, everything and say from here, it's all rolling down. And if it's okay up here, guess what? It's okay down here.
Well, okay. So see, that's what and here recently I've come to terms with, I don't necessarily call myself a light worker anymore. I'm an energy worker because I have to work with both light and dark energies. You have to keep that shit balanced. You have to be able to correctly utilize the darker side of you. There are times for it, like if you're protecting your children
Yeah.
or whatever. Believe me, there are times to reach into those dark places of your soul and let it go when need. But that's my point. We don't know that self-control anymore. People just kind of let that shit go out and roam all willy-nilly now because people just don't give two shits anymore.
And Michael, you're right. There are too many followers. You know, we always say at certain times there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Even in that case, the chiefs are just following each other, trying to outdo the other. You know, that's kind of the same thing. But, you know, I would much rather be a leader than a follower. Because, again, shit still falls downhill. I'm not walking into somebody's methane cloud.
Right. I'm the one creating it.
Yeah. Let me be the one in front of you farting in the, you know, that's me. So I know it's a funny take on it, but yeah, I would much rather be in the lead than, you know, getting dust kicked up my face.
If not in the lead, right beside you.
Yeah. No, yeah. Nobody needs to be behind me. But you know what? I don't want to be behind anybody. If you want to be behind me, that's up to you. But I'm going to go my way and whatever.
Yep. Walk beside me or not at all.
Exactly.
Talking dirty here.
Wow. That's a totally different show, guys. I thought that was a late night show.
That's
a past midnight show.
How things work after dark.
Carl's Playboy channel.
There you go. Why do you think we called it Born TV?
Born, yeah.
Yeah, it's only one letter off.
Hey, I got this eraser right here. We can erase the bottom part off of there.
We're getting awfully close to Cards Against Humanity territory.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we did make a T-shirt that said Born Hub on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one out there, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, Ron didn't know about Pornhub until till COVID, and I'm the one that told him.
Oh.
And not because I was watching it, but because Rick Rose kept talking about it.
Making fun of it.
Yeah, I was making fun of it. So
I got a chance to be on his show a while back. He had me on one of his Freaky Friday episodes.
Yeah.
That was a blast. I miss Rick. I miss Rick a lot. I'm glad he's doing really well. You know, that I was kind of thinking back the other day about the schoolhouse, and everything that building gave to people. I mean, that building gave so much to so many people. That's where Rick got his. That's where Rick learned he had his connection to spirit.
I think you're thinking of someone else because Rick Rose passed away in 2020.
Oh, Rick Rose. Oh, Rick. Okay, I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry. I thought you said Rick Rhodes.
No. So that way we can at least verify that we're talking about.
Okay.
But
I'm talking about a different individual. I thought he's Rose. Okay, Rose sounds a lot like Rhodes online. Sorry.
And I never met Rick Rhodes. So tell us about him.
He's a pretty cool individual. One of them gentlemen that just didn't realize he had his connection to spirit until circumstances kind of threw him into it.
Where does he live?
He's out on the East Coast now. He used to be out in northwestern Iowa.
Oh, okay.
He was out there by the Manila Schoolhouse was where he used to. That's how I met him. And the school was what showed him that he had his medium capabilities. I don't like to say abilities.
He had no idea until
not prior to that. Nope, not prior to investigating the school. Never would have even thought of it.
How old was he when he figured it out?
Let's see. His awakening happened at about 32, 35, I think he said.
Wow.
He's about my age, and he's about my age.
Yeah,
so
that's a while.
You wonder how many people that would affect if they've never had that ability and go to a haunted location or go to an investigation, and then all of a sudden their ability pops out.
Yeah. I can tell you exactly how that works. He got so freaked out. He got so freaked out by seeing the shadow entity that rushed him. he Scooby-Dooed it off the stage and damn near did break his leg.
Oh. That's a little rough going to the hospital and say, what happened? I was chased by a shadow.
Yeah, chased by a shadow.
I guarantee
Yep.
he just said
that would suck. I just
stepped-
fell off a stage.
Yeah, I fell off the stage in the dark.
Yeah.
That's probably what he said. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Only I seen this one coming.
Oh.
I mean, we've had people walk into that school that were, 110%, skeptics. Oh, there's nothing. This shit don't exist. Yeah. And then they leave the school 5 hours before they're before their time ends. They go running out the front door. That building, see, a balance again. That building had the innate ability to take. Y'all know what your shadow self is, right? It's the stuff that we don't like to deal with, and we shove it all down and just, yeah. The school had the ability to find that, knew what it was, and bring it to surface and make you deal with it, whether you wanted to or not, and sometimes not so nice ways. We had this one gal that had come in there. She thought she was over a pretty bad abusive relationship and breakup, right? And this was one of those instances where I remember me telling you on a previous show where we were actually getting responses back from living people.
Uh-huh.
At the school. This is one of those instances. Her boyfriend was still very much alive. But while she was in that building, she was getting his voice coming through the ITC app that we were using, calling her by her pet name, to the point where she ended up swelling up in tears and running out the building bawling because she wasn't over the breakup yet.
When I was at the jail in up here in Independence, we were there and it kept calling out on one of the ghost boxes, kept calling out Leah, telling me something was wrong with Leah. Found out that there was. And Charlie's like, he was like, this keeps saying Leah. This keeps saying Leah, and so I called home and checked on Leah at that point, and we had to come home because it wasn't good. And that's, what is it, about 60 minutes away, so
yeah,
we had to get home. But it's unusual when it calls out something about someone who's not with you, especially telling you, hey, you got to go check this out.
Well, and getting those living responses from people that are still alive. Is it the actual person, or is it your guides imitating that voice, that phrase, or whatever it is, to get your attention?
Get your attention and act on it.
Yeah. That's what the school was very, very good at that. I can't tell you how many people we had come through there that were, matter of fact, my plans were going to be, I was going to have a mural painted when you first walked in the building, and it was going to have something to say with make sure you're, I don't remember exactly what it was. I found it online. Basically, it adds up to make sure that you're in balance before you walk through these doors, or otherwise, there might be some consequences. Because that was one thing she was good at. She knew what you didn't want to deal with.
Well, too bad, it's not someplace that you can go to anymore.
Right.
So, I mean, it had been let to run down too. So.
Well, and that's just it. We were working on getting her cleaned up. I had the first floor and the second floor almost completely gone of mold. Going in and scrubbing the walls by hand with water, bleach water.
Yeah, our first house had that problem.
What?
Our first house had that bleach problem, had that mold problem that I had to.
Well, a lot of the old properties like that have roof issues that get moisture in there have that. It can't be helped. It's just something that happens.
Yeah.
but we were willing to go in and take care of her. And it was originally where they didn't have the $350,000 it was going to take to tear her down. So they were just going to hand it over to us and let us restore her. And then they wanted to put that damn daycare center in that West Wing.
You know what? I wouldn't have let my kids go to any place that had mold.
Well, they tore down the main building and then took out all the mold and asbestos from the West Wing, which is where they're going to do the daycare. So the mold in the daycare and the West Wing wasn't nearly as bad as the main building.
Yeah, I don't even think I would let my kid go there after they remove the asbestos.
That's not. Those are just the physical aspects. What happens when a kid comes home with a bruise or a scratch?
Yeah.
Sue the daycare.
Yeah, explain.
Yeah. From the daycare, the teachers are going to be like, "What the hell? We didn't do anything."
We didn't do
I
it.
guarantee you, the parents are going to be like, "No, you know what happened because my kid didn't have this mark on before he left."
Right. There's no explaining it otherwise.
Right.
I just simply I raised that as a concern to the mayor, and he just looked at me and said, "Well, good thing we don't believe in your pie in the sky beliefs, then, huh?"
Wow.
Don't believe? Well, you can not believe all you want until something happens.
And that's what I told him. And it's funny now because when they tore the building down, I guess Michelle, that lives there in town still, I guess everybody in town, whether it be a business or a house, has now reported some sort of major activity in their home.
Yeah, they went somewhere.
Yeah, you met me.
They had to go. They had to find another place.
For whatever reason, that building was physically holding the energy in. I don't know why. There was a vortex that ran through that building, and for what I don't know if it was I've had a few theories because we've done a lot of work with schools in our groups past. I wonder if it's not because a lot of these Iowa consolidation schools were K through high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of imprinted energy from the time you're between 2 and 5 when you're learning who you're going to be. Then into pre-adolescence, which is more energy expended and imprinted. And then you got adolescence. And then the whole bullshit drama with high school. So all that energy collects, got to go somewhere. It's got to do something because it can't be destroyed.
So did you go to a school that was K through 12?
I did not. No.
I did.
Well, actually, I did for a year. Hubble was K through 12 originally. No, it wasn't. No. Okay. No, I guess I did.
Yeah. I did in New Jersey. And, I mean, it was a big city too. And I went to K through
7 through 12.
Yeah. So.
Well, that was a lot more. 7 through 12 was like what they moved to after before they did the cutoff of how it is now. The 9 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but I wonder, that energy being left behind, it's got to draw some things. It's got to, it stays there. It's energy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of drama in school.
That's what I'm saying. With the adolescents, the hormones, and all of that creates a whole ton of energy. Just one kid, but you've got 100 to 150 to 200 kids all going through different stages of it at the same time.
Yeah.
That energy has to do something.
Yeah.
So we wonder maybe if that's, with the energy, with all the kids being there, if that didn't maybe kind of hold that vortex in place. It also sits on a major hub of ley lines too. Yeah. Or sat, I should say. It doesn't no longer sit, but.
Or maybe it was a containment.
That's kind of what I wonder, because when they tore it down, it was almost like an unattended fire hose. Everything just went everywhere.
Ooh.
Yeah, the morning I woke up and found out that they had torn down the East Gym, I had a dream that night of them actually tearing it down. I had no knowledge that I knew that they were working on the school and tearing it down, but I didn't know they had made it to the East Gym yet until I got on Facebook that day. And the night prior, I had a dream of them tearing it down, and as the wrecking crews were tearing it down, I could just see all the crawlers just scattering into town like roaches, because there were a crap ton of crawlers in that East Wing. You could just sit there in the dark and watch them move like a highway.
Were they okay? Now we're going to ask a question here.
Yep. I know what this question is.
So, about
Yep.
how tall were these crawlers?
About 2-3 feet tall.
Yep.
They were imps
Did they look skin and bone?
to start with.
They were actually different sizes. The biggest ones we saw were 2 to 3, 4 foot tall. They were always hunched over. They always skittered. You could always tell how they skitter because where the contact would be at the ground, you could just it's almost like the blackness blurs with the darkness around it.
Ron goes,
What?
what's the noise outside?
Noise outside.
So,
It's not like a.
so we had at the Sally house, we had these little things that I would tell everybody. I said, you start heading down the stairs and you'd see them run around run like roaches, and they were skinny when we got there, but by the time we left, they'd gain weight, feeding off of our energy. And I was told by Dave Considine, who is a demonologist up there in Rhode Island area, trained by the Warrens. He told me that they were devil's minions. They're imps. And that's how you can tell what they are. And I was like, I had no clue what they were. I just kept describing them, and that they just remind me of roaches, and they kind of look like black shadows running around, in the area. I mean, around the walls, not on the floor, on the walls, on the ceiling, just going to wherever it is they want, whether they're on 2 legs or 4, it didn't matter. They were going where they wanted to go.
Right.
So
Yeah, no, you could just sit there and you could just sit on that stage and watch them go for hours. They just everywhere. It didn't matter what time of day. Didn't matter what time of day, night.
Right.
that's how it was there.
Same there. Didn't have to be night.
And,
Nope.
and like I said, they scatter when we'd show up, and it was weird, to be honest.
In fact, what was really weird about when we were at Sally house, we did a lot of overnights there. Nothing ever happened after 3 o'clock. Ever.
Right.
Wow.
Between about 3 and 7 in the morning, it'd start kicking back up about 7 in the morning. Between 3 and 7, nothing.
Really?
Be hot and heavy up until 3 o'clock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
Get some sleep.
That is nuts.
So do you have to go to take your wife out to work?
Nope. Actually, no, she's off work today. She had her birthday yesterday, so she's off today.
Well, how's the weather up there?
Actually, not too bad. It's tolerable.
Well, we're getting pouring down rain.
It was
you
kind of
are
rainy
getting rain down there
It was a
now?
little cold this morning, but it's doing good now.
Aren't you supposed to get some snow later on?
Are we?
Yeah,
You're right along the board. You're close.
Tomorrow.
I hope not.
Oh. Thanks for the heads up.
Thanks for the heads up, guys.
Yeah.
You guys are on the weather channel.
You live in Iowa. It's always snowing.
I was gonna say we just wait 5 minutes. The weather always fucking changes here.
I can't wait to where I'm sitting there complaining about, it rained. Oh, but it's now 70. Who cares?
It's raining.
Yeah.
You can't go to the beach.
Oh, we can only not go to the beach if it's lightning.
We'll be complaining. I have a guy on Facebook and have a shivering at 55. It's 55 today. It's cold.
That's okay. When we were
In front of our bonfire.
going swimming yesterday, we got out of the hot tub and got into the pool, and the pool feels like it's freaking freezing after that. And I look at Lynn and I'm like, you realize this water's like 83 degrees, right?
But the hot tub was 110.
Right? So comparatively speaking.
It
Yeah.
was. See?
So
Yeah.
So did you guys have? Let's see. This was your anniversary or her birthday.
Oh, her
right?
birthday. Her birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Lynn.
Happy birthday.
you.
Birthday.
So did you guys have a good time at Prairie Meadows?
We did. We had a good time.
So is it worth going? I mean, for us.
The best advice I can offer is set a limit and stick to it.
Yep.
Oh, we go to Vegas, so
Yeah, no, I would. If you guys, yeah, but Meadows is a nice place. It's a big facility. They got a lot of machines. They got decent tables. I mean, yeah, and the hotel is nice.
Their hotel is very nice.
Their beds are some of the most comfortable I've ever slept in.
that's what you said.
Yeah, it's nice. I've been up there.
We used to have team meeting, or some of our teams had meetings up there, and my boss had said, "Oh, that my old boss who left." He said, "Yeah, if we have a meeting," he goes, "that's where I'll have it because you're in the, it'd be in the middle between the two areas." So I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, the conference room is right there literally between the hotel and the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron, like I said, Ron likes to bet on the horses.
Yeah, I went up for I just wanted to see some live horse racing. I hadn't seen any in a long time, so.
We got a nice track up here. The track up there is really nice.
Yep.
We used to have dogs that used to race at Exarban.
I remember that, actually. I remember that. God, that's talk about
Dogs
dating.
at
Talk about not dating ourselves.
That was a horse track.
We had a dog. There was a
Council
dog track
Bluffs.
in Council Bluffs, is what I mean.
Exarban's a horse track. That's been closed for a long time.
Yeah, they closed that.
Where was
But
the horse or the dog racing track?
Waterloo. The Waterloo had a dog track, didn't they?
Yeah.
We used to own greyhounds.
Yeah, Waterloo, Council Bluffs. That's one in South Dakota, and
yeah, they had them everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the longest time. They don't do it so much anymore.
Moving, called Ebro, and there is a casino not too far from where we're moving.
Nice. Yeah, ours is 20 minutes away from us. It's kind of dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Not
what?
even 20 minutes. It's more like a 5-10 minute drive, really, in all honesty.
Well, with the way Matt drives, yeah, probably too.
Easy. Yeah.
But yeah, we got all these casinos here in Kansas City. We've been what?
twice.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many years.
And the other casino we went to a concert at. Not even.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
There was.
We actually were able to catch Cheap Trick for free at Meadows years and years and years ago.
15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was an awesome concert. So he busted out his 5-neck guitar for that.
So that was before they were on their Depends tour.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Depends on how many Depends they go through. How
Right.
long
Yes.
the show lasts.
You're busting my wife up over here. Yeah.
Well, when Ron went to see Metallica the last time, I told Ron, I said, he saw him up here at the Sprint Center.
I'm sorry.
We followed him down to Little Rock.
Yep.
And I said, so are you on their Depends tour with them? Because, they're getting up on 60. So, but
like 50 then.
yeah, they were just 50 then. So now think about that. They're over
Not
60,
even that.
over 60 now. So
And it's been over half their life since they've been good. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna smack.
I'm a Metallica snob. I'm a Metallica snob. I like a lot of their older stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
Ron likes Metallica. So
Yeah, I prefer the older stuff.
Justice for All was their best album. Sorry,
Yeah.
but
I have no opinion. But I do think Enter the Sandman would have been a great theme for one of the Supernatural shows. Just saying.
It would have.
Because they could have made the Sandman into a horrible monster.
they could have.
So I got to run over here. Our cat pooped, and I can't take the smell.
Oh,
I'll just keep making faces, and that's not good.
Yeah, I
for the
heard
show.
one scratching in their litter box, and
they're cute as hell, but they're foul little creatures sometimes.
Well, they are. Well,
But they got
I
so
have
much.
dogs in here, but no cats.
But they got so much love to give.
So what do you got coming up, Matt? Anything?
I'm going to be trying to get some investigations scheduled here in the near future, but to be honest, I still need to get this health issues. Last week I had, was it 5 out of the 7 days last week? I was down with attacks. So I've got to get this pancreatitis stuff nailed down before I can really start getting out and doing anything.
Right.
Because I mean, I can be fine 1 minute, and then the next, I'm in full blown attack, and it's out of nowhere. So it's kind of a crapshoot from minute to minute every day. I have another appointment coming up this month.
End of March. Yeah.
End of March. So
You said pancreatitis?
Well, what I've got
Pancreatic cysts.
Oh.
That cause issues in the way their cysts are running. They irritate the pancreas, the liver, the duodenum, everything in that general region. So if they were at one point they were talking retraction of all my organs in that area.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm not all about
just taking little chunks out where you needed to.
Yeah, chunks here and there. But the problem is these cysts keep coming back. I've had them removed twice now, and they keep coming back.
They don't seem to.
Are you diabetic?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, through all this pancreatitis stuff, I've actually lost 100 pounds. So
you can't eat.
Because when I'm going through the attacks, I can't eat.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So I've lost a lot of weight actually. So no, I don't think, unless it would be like a diabetic. Where I've got actual problems with the pancreas.
Right.
Which might be a possibility. God, I hope not. I'm too young to go on a damn insulin pump.
Yep, it's rough. I got a stepson that had that since he was little, and it got worse and worse and worse. And here, 2 years ago on Easter, he got a transplant.
And you think they can do pancreatic transplants?
Doing great. Yeah.
They can do pancreatic transplants, really?
Yeah. He got pancreas and he got 2 kidneys.
Wow.
And he is off diabetic now. He has to take 7 or 8 pills a day to make sure that pancreas is going to adapt to his body correctly.
Right.
But he's had the insulin pump. He's done the shots. I've seen him go into diabetic comas.
Wow.
You know, when he get low, he'd get mean. When his sugar level get high, he was the happiest drunk you ever seen in your life.
Huh.
And everything. Our 4-year-old granddaughter, she called. Mom was at work in St. Joe and it was snowing like crazy. I mean, 8 inches of snow on the ground down here. And she got on the phone, had speed dial to call us and said, Poppy, get down here. Daddy's got the bed like a tornado hit it. And he's laughing. And I said, okay. I jumped in the pickup. I could only go about 30 miles an hour in this snow.
Right.
I drive 8 miles up the road and the ambulance is pulling out. I followed the ambulance all the way to their house. Now, what was real cool was the police in town went to the door and Cassidy went to the door and let him in. And Cassidy stayed on the phone with the 911 operator until I got there. But Mike's sugar had went so high that he was the happiest drunk you ever seen, but he couldn't control anything.
Huh.
Yeah, no, it's weird how that controls your mood. I mean, it
Oh yeah.
Your blood sugar's real grumpy real quick. Welcome back.
Transplant list for 2 years.
Wow. That might be an option because I really don't want to have to go on an insulin pump if I can help it.
Well,
So
you'll
when
end
do
up
they have
going
that
on
done?
insulin pump and then have to do all the flush and dilation. He did that at home for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And everything until the first call they got, they went down there. It didn't match up and stuff. They went back on Easter Sunday. They got the call. A 17-year-old boy was killed in an accident. And his pancreas and both kidneys were matched to my son Mike.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So they went right in, did it. He's met the family, everything.
What an amazing.
That is.
Yeah, it's a great story. But yeah, he don't have. he had that pump on,
Cool.
and they went on vacation. And because you got to go through TSA, right? They thought he had a bomb on with that pump that pumps it in
Wow.
automatically. He had to strip down to basically everything.
Wow.
Louise. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's the bull crap.
Well, he needs to have a card on him from the doctor because I have one.
He did,
For
but
my-
it kept
for
setting
my
that
thing.
thing off. And they said, well, we got to check it. They checked it and went, oh, that's an insulin pump. And he goes, you dummies, I tried telling you that. And the card showed you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do when I go through with this titanium thing inside of me. I barely have a scar.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's the same thing when I go to an airport. I go to the scanner, it sets off, and they run it up. And I go, you want to see my scar? Because I've got wires holding my muscles together. 6 of them across there. So, yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that first time I fly. Because, we're going to have to do, if there's going to be times that we're going to be flying because it's too far to drive from down there.
Well, that's just like when I flew to Houston last year, right?
Are you down in Texas, Carl?
No, I'm in Missouri.
He's
Okay.
between me and you. He's up in Gallatin.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 50 miles north of Kansas City.
Okay, because you said Texas, and Texas is kind of a important thing on that conversation we were having earlier. But anyway, go ahead.
I flew down to Houston. One of our other hosts on another show went down to see him. Of course, you can't take lighters or anything with you, right? When I'm flying back, we went to the airport, and he had to get back to go to work. So I'm there for a couple hours. First thing, I walked around in the airport. This is during COVID. I walked around in that airport for 45 minutes without a mask on and talked to 2 security people, right? And I happened to be sitting there looking, and everybody's wearing a mask, and I went, oh, crap, I better put this on. So I did that. I go over, and they got this bucket here with all kinds of crap people has put in it so they can't go through the metal detector, right? Take everything out of your pocket. So I took my billfold out and set it out. Didn't think I had anything in my front pocket. I walk in there and it starts beeping. And I went, oh, hell. I pull this lighter out and I go, you can have it. And the lady goes, no, that's all right. And I went, what do you mean that's all right? And she goes, yeah, you can keep it. I flew on the airplane with it.
Yeah, they don't care if you have a lighter on you anymore.
But it tells you not to bring one.
Right.
But people smoke, Yeah. I mean, if you were a woman with a purse, they wouldn't take it out of your purse.
No, but I mean, it was a shock. I was like, oh, this is all I need to get in trouble in Houston airport.
I've told
Kind
you
of
guys
reminds me of
the story about
my mother-in-law's box cutter story. My mother-in-law had to go down to the courthouse or the courthouse here in town. I don't even remember what for. Oh, sign some paperwork. And she always carries a box cutter on her for whatever reason. And she didn't take it out before she got out of the car and went into the yeah.
So she had a weapon.
Yeah. Let's just say that the sheriff's office people weren't really happy about it.
My 70 mother was detained by security.
Yes.
Well, maybe she was unstable.
Hey,
I've been saying that for years, but
Maybe she wanted to cut carpet squares. You don't know.
Yeah.
hey, that's like when we had the restaurant and they called the courthouse and want food delivered up there. I'd go up there with the styrofoam deal. They'd have to look in it. And I'm like, people, I'm trying to keep it hot for the people in here.
You know what an X-ray machine's for? Put the bag through the X-ray machine. You'll see it's just food. Quit opening my
In
shit.
our little courthouse, they're not going to have an X-ray machine.
Oh, okay.
No,
They're so sophisticated. You go up there now, you got to stand on this X, and they got a FLIR pointing at your head to check your temperature.
Do they still do that?
Yes.
Why?
They haven't taken the protocol out of the courthouse yet.
Hey, if they've taken it out of the hospital.
I know it.
When I went
Yeah,
to
no,
the
you
hospital,
don't, they don't. Yeah, they used to be religious about that at Broadlawns here in Des Moines, and that's something else.
Now, unless you're a direct care.
I think I might be getting close to talking one of Lynn's coworkers into letting me up on the 4th floor of Broadlawns here soon.
Oh, that's that hospital you were saying that she works
There's
at.
nothing. Yeah, you said there's nothing up there, right?
It's just storage and office space
It's
now.
the old.
But it's the old tuberculosis ward for the children.
Oh wow,
Right.
yeah.
Now that would be cool.
She got a chance to get up there a few years back. Melissa took her up there, and I knew that they were going up there before she went to work, so I gave her my digital recorder to take with her to make sure she did some EVP work when she was up there. And they actually caught some freaking voices up there. Some EVPs up there. So yeah, that hospital is active as hell. So hopefully within the next couple of months here, I'll be able to get up there and at least do something small.
And like Evelyn says, Cameron Hospital, you still have to be checked to go in there.
Yeah,
Really?
When I went for
They won't even let you go in the emergency room with when Tammy got hurt. Right? When she fell and caught her arm in the shopping basket.
Yeah. Well, that was
little
a while
lady
ago.
behind that little window just about found out this old man could climb through that window. Because I told her, you're going to tell me what's going in or I'm coming in.
Yep.
And, we're letting her go home. What? Did she break her arm? We don't know.
But she doesn't have COVID, so we don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I went to the hospital on January 9th, we walked in. They didn't make us put on masks or anything like that. And
I ain't wearing a face diaper.
No, I refuse to anymore.
No,
The only time I wore
I
them
haven't
was
years.
Even the hospital ain't happens up
They don't do anything. They don't work. They don't do
Nope.
shit.
at least in the hospital, they give you N95s.
And now those do work.
Those do work.
Right. That's a whole different
Yep.
ballgame.
Not these ones, little paper things they hand out at the Walmart. Those are.
Yeah, or these things here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll never need this again.
Like putting a rubber on with
Might as well
holes
throw
all
that
in it.
away.
I know.
Might as well stir up dust.
Yeah.
You see used masks laying in the parking area.
Yeah, ever since that whole thing now, the COVID trash, the gloves,
All
the
the time.
And why isn't there a hazmat team out there picking that shit up?
Exactly.
If
Or
it's
even
so bad.
have disposal anywhere.
I know.
Yep.
Garbage.
Yep. So
You got to go through more stuff to throw away your light bulb.
Right? And batteries.
Right.
uh,
Oh, it's
A
ridiculous.
hazmat.
well, she's married to a hazmat.
hey now. Get there. Clever.
That
Lynn's
was
going, I
good.
knew I liked her.
Oh.
So, you know, we do need to make a public announcement tonight about telling all of you people out there, you know, Carl's family lost someone near and dear to them. And we want you guys all to know that there is no one out there that doesn't have somebody to talk to. We're here to talk to you. And if we can't talk to you because you don't want to talk to us, call 988. That's all you got to do. You can put it in your browser. You can talk to them on your phone. You can text them. Whatever it is you need, get help. Don't take your life. You matter to someone.
Don't think you're in a black hole by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said this about this. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Right.
And just know you matter to us. We care.
Right.
No matter what it is, we care. We can listen. And so can 988. We are there. They're there. You're not alone. Just keep that in mind. So, and Carl,
we've got to make a video about that and put that out on here. I've got to work on that this week.
I will make some slides when I get 5 minutes.
And that kind of boils back down to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed a lot of energy workers, especially the ones that are getting that instant awakening, because we're as energy workers, we're having to scramble to get everybody that we can on board to get this energy worked. So we're having to call in the reserves, so to speak. And in doing so, it's very draining. And there are people out there that are going through this stuff, and it's going along with this. I kind of like to call it a counteroffensive to our awakening, and that it's the way this stuff works is it's very personalized. It's almost like it's been given keys to each individual's darkest, weakest points, and it will exploit those without mercy. And it makes us feel like we're alone. We're the only ones going through this right now. I can't tell you how many people I have talked to over the last 6 to 8 months that have been going through this, and them thinking that they're the only ones going through it when they're not. We're all going through it on a global scale. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we all come together and start talking about it, the better off we'll all be.
Well, to me, it's just I don't like to hear that my friends are suffering from the loss of someone, especially that they want to keep in their life. And for some reason, no matter the reason, these other people don't want to be there. And I hate to say it, but I really do care. And it hurts. It hurts me when I hear that somebody felt that it was so bad that they had to take their own life.
Right.
Me personally, I've only lost one person ever to suicide, and then it wasn't even somebody that close. It was a uncle by blood, or not by blood, uncle by marriage that did it. But Ron's lost cousins that he was close to.
Yeah, 2 cousins.
And we had a neighbor kid here that had committed suicide because he had accidentally killed some people in a car. It was a complete accident. We have a blind hill up here.
Yeah.
And it's bad. And he wasn't drinking or driving or anything like that, but he felt so guilty he took his own life. And he was going to go to jail. I mean, but the only time that I can see that it being a solution to a long-term solution to a long-term problem is somebody who's already dying and they feel that it's too much.
They want to, well, and then it's something like that. You can allow them enough dignity to go out and have them go out on their own terms.
Right.
Yep. And I do believe that if you want to go and you've lived a full life and your life isn't getting any better, that's one thing. But your life is worth living. It's worth living every minute that you can until you can't.
Just don't be afraid to talk.
Yeah. And
there are people going through the same things you are, even though you may not realize it, even though it may not feel like it. We're all going through it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everybody has problems.
It's an illness. You can be treated.
I know that a bunch of people shared the video from OP Live a few weeks ago in Richland County, where the police officer found a young man on an overpass ready to jump. And they have now become really good friends since this police officer stepped in to help him. And I would hope that people would look at that video and get hope from that they're, two people, different walks of life, now bonded together for the rest of their lives.
We have to realize that stuff like that happens for a reason. The mixture between free will and fate is a very fine line, and it's a very intricate dance. And if it's not done just right, it's disastrous.
So, but yeah, I just want everybody just imprint this in your brain. 988. It's not that hard. They're there. And if you forget the number and need to know, ask. I'll share.
Yeah. Contact the Bill of Rights Network. Give me the number. We'll talk to you, whatever.
and somebody's always available on there. Us, Barbara, Cameron,
Chris, everybody.
Yep, all of us. We all care. So keep that in mind. So
it's the best net with the people.
So Matt, where can everybody find you?
Again, when we start doing stuff, you guys can get on the Depart page on Facebook and start looking up stuff there. We've been doing a lot more shares and posts on there. My wife, bless her heart, has been keeping that up for me for the last couple of months because
hit and miss.
It's still better than I've been able to do, babe. So other than that, just gotta keep your eyes peeled. We'll be making a return here soon.
Good.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it, and hopefully we'll be hearing more about all the things that you guys are going to do. And let me know what's changing. If you think we need to make an update on this collective of dreamers, let me know.
You're one of the first people I keep informed on. You and Ron.
Yep.
So,
you're like family.
Well, I need as much family as I can get. I like
We
having
all do.
family reunions every week. I
We all
love it.
do, hon.
So, but we love you, and we hope that you and Lynn have another great night too. And I hope that she doesn't work too hard, because I know that she does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they've been super slammed up there the last few weeks, but hopefully it'll start slowing down for them.
Yep.
It's the county hospital after all. It gets kind of crazy, another day at the lawns.
Yeah.
So
right.
let me see.
Thanks for having me on again, guys. I apologize so much for the technical troubles we had.
You know what? You learn stuff from those problems. That's all that's
Yep.
important. So, now you'll know next time whatever the problem is.
I keep learning the same lesson that I've learned many, many years over, that I'm technically inept.
I know some people like that.
I'm worse.
So
On the
You
phone
were
anyway.
in the same boat, Ron. I swear.
Hey, I use the phone as a phone. When you tell people that, they're like, huh?
What?
So
Thanks so much for having me on, guys.
thank
No
you
problem,
for being
Matt.
on.
Anytime.
So I'd like to invite everybody back to
You got next week? No.
Emily
No, next
Will.
week.
Oh.
So next Monday at 7 p.m. Central on the Paranormal Pride, I have Emily Menshouse and her co-host Will. They're from What the Frick on the network. Yep, on a network. I don't remember which one right off the top of my head, but I think it's going to be great. It's going to be fun hearing her speak. She's always got great stuff to share. So check out the show on Monday at 7 p.m. Central. And next week we're doing open mic night. So anybody who wants to come on, we will be sharing the link to everybody. And if there's too many people, you'll just be waiting to come on.
That is a really cool idea, guys. I like that. As someone who's done podcasting in the past, that is a phenomenal idea.
Yeah.
Anybody who's got a paranormal story to tell.
Yep. Bring your stories.
Yeah,
Or
we don't
needs
care.
help
I mean,
with something.
actually, we don't care what kind of story it is. Paranormal is great, but if you just want to talk, we're here for that too.
That's right.
So
You guys are so awesome.
Well, you know what? I just want to be seen. It's all about me.
That's what it is.
No, it's not.
It's ratings.
Yeah.
It's all about ratings.
It's all about location.
That's right.
But yeah, join us, and we'd love to hear your stories. I know, Crystal,
Yes,
you
so
probably
good.
have some. April, I know April's not in here, but April,
go.
you need to come in and tell us your stories about your dreams and about your
She's
ancient
gonna have a
texts
lot of
and
stuff.
all kinds of stuff with those boys.
I'm interested because that kind of piques. I'm kind of interested to hear about that.
What? Her ancient texts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
tune
seems to
in.
be having a lot more of it lately.
If she gets on here, we may send you a link so you can come on and ask her questions.
Yeah, do that actually. I would actually love to actually kind of maybe just swap some footnotes.
Yeah, next week.
Yep. So,
Hey,
and
that
Crystal just said, yep, April would have many. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
she, again, family reunion every week, right here at 5:00.
Right.
Awesome.
But everybody, thank you for watching on the Billerites Network, the Paranormal Pride Facebook page, Things Network, Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment, where we're live at 2, and over in Japan on Japan Paranormal. So
Wow.
we want to thank everybody in the chat room for joining us tonight. We appreciate everybody that comments over there. So with that being said, we will see you next week. But check out Bill of Rights for all the shows this week coming up.
Have a great night, guys. Have a great week.
See you next week.
Good night.
Have a good evening.
Bye, guys.
The views expressed here are solely the opinions of the hosts and the guests, and not necessarily those of the network, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. If you have an issue with the content of the show, please contact the show host. Thank you.